Give me a thumbs up when it goes over to there.
You good now? You good?
All right. Well, good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us here for episode 3 of our Eberron campaign. As you can see, Rue is not with us tonight. He is getting some stuff ready. He's actually prepping to move, so he will be geographically much closer than he has been in the past. But we also have a new player joining us tonight. I will let my players introduce themselves before we get started. So, name and who your character is, and then we'll jump right in.
I'm Ashley, or Ash for short. I am playing Navari, the tiefling swashbuckler rogue.
And I am Patrick or Wolf, and I will be playing Randall, the agile paladin dwarf of the Templar Knight Order.
You sound so agile.
I am agile. So agile. Trips and falls on face.
Excellent.
I was like, I don't know how much more detail you want.
Just list off your backstory for us.
Yeah, just start, just take over.
Let me just write down my notes.
Yeah, I just need you to be deaf then, so you can't hear any of this.
Oh, okay, here.
It needs to come out organically in the gameplay, please.
Right. So when we ended our last session, our players had recovered the ancient schema from deep below the city of Sharn. They took a very advantageous position and prevented a warforged named Saber from robbing them of it, and drove that enemy back, and then returned to the surface, back to the Broken Anvil, where they returned the schema to Lady Elaydren. And after doing so, they've had a few days of R&R, time to relax, spend money, and enjoy the city. However, Navari has been shopping, but she's also been spending time hunting for an inquisitive in Sharn, because she has missing family members, people that were close to her partner Casper, and her daughter Cassandra, who have been both missing since her return. Like, she attempted to return home to find that her home had been destroyed. It was on the border between Thrain and Karnath, and had been on the receiving end of some very like an invasion. Because the war that consumed all 5 nations was very destructive all over the place, and she has not been able to locate any sign of those 2 people since then. So she's also enjoying time off while doing this, hunting for an inquisitive, and spending money, staying in probably a nicer place than Ishara is right now.
Do I have 0 money now?
Let's see.
After some shopping, I had 283 gold pieces.
You have spent 91 gold pieces.
Okay.
On wine, good meals, hopefully loosening some greasing some pockets to help you get some information.
You said 90 or 91?
91.
Okay.
Those are some good shrooms, man. Good shrooms.
What are they putting in that curry?
I don't know, but my butt's feeling it on the way out.
Oh.
And as you are kind of getting the word out that you're looking for an inquisitive, or somebody, like a freelancer or private eye, somebody who has more resource and more contacts for this investigation, as you're traveling through the streets, it's once again raining. It's kind of miserable, so everybody has their cloaks up, covering their heads and stuff. And you are going from one tavern to another where you believe that perhaps there's somebody who could help you. And as you're traveling, you see a dwarf walking through the city. And this dwarf is somebody that you just have this moment of deja vu when you see them. You think you recognize them, so you pause as you look at them.
You got a problem, lass?
You just look familiar.
I might have one of them faces. I was a Templar knight once. And he kind of gestures at his armor. You can see it's like it's well maintained, but definitely war torn. You can see scratches, dings, nicks, dents that definitely never got buffed out. And you just see he's also not walking around with a cloak like most of the people you've seen. He's definitely looks like he looks like a drowned rat right now.
I was going to say, like, what, dog?
Yeah, pretty much.
Do I recognize, like, the armor and stuff as connected to Thrain?
Yes, you immediately recognize the armor as being of some of the more elite knights of Thrain. They would be gifted this along with like tabards and other jewelry as members of the Silver Flame Templars. Things that you do remember about them is that a lot of the members of the organization like are good-hearted and people who intend to do well. But there's also like most massive organizations, there's a lot of corruption and a lot of specifically with the Knights Templar, they kind of had this no mercy policy towards lycanthropes, undead, shifters who are descendants of lycanthropes, and other people. Like if they think you are bad, they're very ruthless and merciless in carrying out justice against them.
At the same time, though, we also didn't follow, like, some people didn't follow the orders blindly, but that was typically what happened, is that we follow. It's not necessarily that we hold a grudge against lycanthropes or these people that we think are evil. It's more of, because some of them are good. It was more of the fact that we just follow freaking orders, and if it comes down from on high, it must be true, and we must execute the essentially God's will.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, like there's people who are like really indoctrinated, and like this is no questions asked, and
This is the
somebody
way.
who's, in the appearance of this dwarf is probably not one of the
Zealots.
no, yeah, the zealots. He's not one of the high level. Like if this was Scientology, he's not clear.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll be like, oh, I know we might have passed on the streets in Thrain. From there, lived there for a long time.
Well, that could be true. I haven't lived there in, it's been decades since I've been there.
It's been over 4 years for me.
At least,
I was drafted from the war.
I see. My father gave his life in that war. And you just see him like do like 1,000-yard stare off into nothing, and he just aimlessly pulls out a flask and takes a swig of like dwarven mead, and then sticks it back into his beard somewhere. Tucks it away. Well, can I help you with anything, lass?
I'm just, if you know an inquisitor somewhere, I'm looking for my family that was lost when my town was destroyed.
I see. So you lost your loved one's family?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, the name's Randall the Agile.
Oh, I'm Navari.
Navari, well, I might be of assistance in this if you're looking for help finding what you need.
Sure.
I'm always out to protect the innocent.
Sure. I mean, I could use the help. For all I know, there's probably this angry warforged looking for me.
A war? Why did you anger a warforged?
I didn't. He came up and started attacking me, and when we started attacking him back, he ran away. He was boasting how brave and strong he was, and then he dipped out.
You just see him pull out the flask again, take another swig really quick, and just be like, "All right, I think I've had enough for today. Let's go ahead and let's try and help you out here." Ben, having read the story of my backstory, would you say that I might know any, like, not necessarily inquisitors by nature, but people that might know where to locate somebody like that?
Yes.
Like anybody I might have helped? that might
Yeah.
have information in regards to that. Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, I personally don't know any Inquisitors. Well, your name was... I'm really bad with names.
Navari.
Navari. Right. I swear, give me a
It's
week,
okay, I'm
month.
bad with names too. I may have already forgot yours.
Right. That's okay. You just called me Knight.
Knight. Okay.
Or Shiny. I answer to a lot of things.
Okay.
I might know a couple of... I helped out a local townsperson the other day, a farmer, I believe. He might have information regarding your Inquisitor or
Oh.
Inquisitive. That person.
Investigator, Inquisitor, I don't know. Something
As long
like
as I'm
that.
not a part of the Inquisition, I'm okay.
Why? I thought you were part of the Inquisition.
Oh, I'm a part of the Templar Knights, but I was never a part of the lycanthropy uprising. So.
Oh, okay. We'll try to avoid
didn't
them then.
Yes, that's probably for the best.
Are they like attack on sight you?
They won't attack me on sight. Last time they saw me, I was catatonic, so
Okay.
Don't worry about it. It's neither here nor there. Takes another swig of his ale. It's like, yeah. Might be needing a new bottle before the end of this.
I want
So
a
is the
new
rain-
bottle.
So as the rain continues to pour down on you guys, you can hear a bird, a fairly large bird, flap very heavily, and it lands very, very close to Navari. And you see this gray owl with kind of like black spots, and it takes 2 hops over to her, and it is carrying a scroll sealed with wax, but no marks on the wax seal, and it drops it by her feet. And it's unusual that somebody would use an animal to drop off a message or a letter, but it's not unheard of, that's for sure. So Navari, what do you do?
Friend of yours?
I don't know. I don't know this owl specifically, if that means anything.
You do not.
I was like, do we need to capture it and interrogate it?
I don't think we need to interrogate the owl.
Okay, just checking.
I slowly pick up the scroll.
So you lift it up. The owl takes like 2 bounces to give itself a little more space from you guys, and then takes back off.
I just like look at the scroll.
Yeah, it's a fairly nice paper, and it is sealed with red wax from probably a candle or something. And typically somebody would put their signet seal when they press it, but nobody did that. There is no markings at all on this, and it has not been broken. So nobody else has like intercepted this message, as far as you can tell, and read it before you have gotten it.
Well, if I blow up, I blame the scroll, and I open it.
Okay.
Do you say that out loud before you do it?
Yes.
I take a couple steps back.
Yes.
I'm just like, that's nice. I'm over here.
Yeah, I'm not taking any chances here.
You're good. You got this.
No, the scroll does not say I prepared explosive runes this morning.
It was fresh out of explosive runes.
Yeah, fresh out. But it is addressed to you, Navari.
Oh,
And
cool.
it says, the main means of communication seem to have been compromised. So I've sent this special messenger to personally find and deliver this letter. You served me once before, and now I need your help again. Time is very short, and I feel that our enemies have discovered me and are closing in. Meet me once again at the Broken Anvil Tavern, where we first discussed the heirlooms and job opportunities. Act quickly, for I believe that we are all in terrible danger. There's no signature at the bottom of it.
Oh, I guess it was from a friend. Looks like the Inquisitor thing is gonna be on Detour, Agile Night.
Randall. Just call me
Randall?
Randall.
Wanna help me make sure someone doesn't die?
I'm always out to protect the innocent. Is this an innocent that needs protecting?
I'm assuming so, yes.
Well, we'll determine it later. That's fine. Let's go.
To be determined.
Yes. I was gonna say, Elaydren has never given you any indication that she's like a bad person or any like bad
Yeah.
vibes.
Yeah.
So yeah, saying she's innocent is a fair assessment.
Then yes, innocent.
All right. So you guys head back over to the Broken Anvil where all of this began here in the city of Sharn. And inside there are ever bright lanterns lighting everything up. And there's tables, and there's only currently one patron at the bar. It is a woman, and she is wearing a very worn brown cloak, and she sits at a table at the far end of the room. As you enter, she raises her hand as if to cast a spell. Then, when she seems to recognize your face, Navari, she stops and pulls back her hood. And you can see that it is Elaydren de Cannith, the woman who hired you earlier to explore, the what did we call that? The ruins at the beneath the city, and to recover the schema. As soon as she sees you, she like signals for you both. She says, "Quickly, your friend too." She says, "Thank Eldara that you're here. There's no time to waste." She has this leather backpack, and she sets it up on the table from the floor, and you can see that, it's kind of worn, but like everything looks, nice. It doesn't look damaged or anything. Like even the brass fittings are still shining. And she says, just immediately, as soon as you get over to the table, "There's no time to explain." This quickly. You could see that like her eyes are just like filled with fear, and she looks at you both and she says, "There's instructions inside, gold, supplies, all of it in the pack. Take it and go. The letter's in the left-hand pocket. It explains everything, but you have to leave now. Trust me, if you can accomplish this task, the reward will be well worth your time."
Cool. I take
Do
the
I
bag.
trust her?
Great. So when you grab the bag, another second goes by, and the door to the street flies open.
Oh, I can't say my catchphrase.
The Warforged,
Son of a
that
bitch.
you left for dead down in the sewer.
We didn't leave
And
for dead. He dipped out.
You could see that like his armor, like plating and stuff, is like scorched pretty heavily. And with him are a couple of thugs, like just people like street toughs. They're wearing cloaks. They're armed. One of them is like kind of big and burly, and the other like a little smaller, and he's holding a sword pointed at you.
Okay.
I'm going to have you guys just right now roll initiative.
Yeah, you see Randall look over his shoulder, look at this Warforged, and be like, "Is that your friend, Navari?"
Oh, that's the one that dipped out after attacking us.
Pulls the flask back out. Okay, let's do this. And he pulls the freaking axe off his back. Oh, goody. 2. I rolled a 3. I got -1 initiative.
I rolled a 14 plus 3 plus 3, so a natural 20.
2.
Don't worry, you go first. I'll catch up. Oh, it's been a while since I've been in a good fight. You just see me doing some calisthenics.
You get to act first. What do you do?
Part of me wants to try and convince the thugs that he'll leave them for dead. But you know how well that goes all the other times I try to do something cool.
I'll forgo my turn if you want assistance with this.
I mean, I'll try. Can I try talking to the thugs?
Yeah.
Can I tell the thugs, just so you know, this Warforged has a habit of leaving his companions for dead once the fight gets going, and running away. So he'll probably do the same for you. You can, I would say you can ask his last companions, or last employees, that they're kind of dead.
Okay.
And I'll just stand there menacingly.
Okay.
Be like, "Do you want to end up like his friends?"
So yeah, no, Ashley, go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Of course I roll low. It's an 11.
So the two goons kind of look at each other, look back at you, look at each other, and they say, Well, it seems I don't think there'll be any running this time, because we got the upper hand.
I feel
Being
like you
that
said
we're
that last time.
outnumbered.
You
Are they
you have
human,
the
by the way?
same amount.
Well, the 2 goons are, yes.
Okay.
You have the same amount as the Warforged before you.
Then Saber, the Warforged that you recognize, rushes towards you, Navari, with his sword drawn and his shield ready, and he shouts, "Listen, weak bags of flesh! Do not try to tempt me!" And you feel his shield just smash into you. I need you to make a strength check, please, as you take 8 points of damage.
Oof.
As you get hit with his shield and knocked into the table.
Oh, that's a 2.
Rocking you, sending you flying onto the other side of it.
I'm just gonna not ever do persuasion ever again.
Now you just need somebody who wants to listen and better dice.
That was
I feel like the
Alria's
is the
dice.
first replacement.
His 2 henchmen walk forward. One
You
of
see
them,
the dwarf. Do
club
this,
in his
boys.
and the other one has a knife, and like he's got his short sword pointed out, and they're just kind of like giving you this like a moment to surrender. The smaller guy's like, "Listen, all you have to do is give him what he wants, and we don't have to kill you."
Have you ever seen a Templar knight resist and/or surrender?
These 2 young men, the odds are really good. No. So it is your turn, by the way, Randall.
Well, friends, it was nice knowing ya. And I will take a swing at the one to my right
Okay.
and crush it. Hopefully, crush him with my great axe. Oh, wow. No, I won't. Natural 1.
Oh no, we're just sucking.
Don't
So it
worry,
seems
I have
like
a plan B.
It seems like the drinking has affected you a little bit negatively, and you bring your axe down. He takes like a step to the side, and you just put it right into the floor. And it sticks for just a moment.
And I'm like, yes. And you just see a freaking glowing shield come around me. And I cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Wow.
Let's make me a little harder to hit then, shall we?
Navari, you are on the ground, and Elaydren has knelt down beside you. He says, "Listen, trust me on this. Just get out of here, read the letter, and follow its instructions. Please."
Are you going to survive?
She kind of gives you this look like, "Are you going to survive?"
No, I'll be fine. Do you
Okay.
seriously want us to run, though?
You just, Randall looks over his back. I can't run that fast, lass.
Running's-
Just throwing it out there.
Running's out of the question. Because I have
If it
nothing
means
to help
saving
with
one
running.
life. Yeah, I was
Okay.
going to say, if it means saving someone's life.
Can I stand up?
Absolutely.
Can I get to the human on the... It's my right.
This guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I try to hit him?
Sure.
Really? Are you kidding me? I should have flanked. I don't know how rogues work.
Go for the advantage.
How do you get advantage?
Stand here.
Oh, can I stand there?
Yes.
So I have advantage?
Yes, I will give you advantage. For
That's why I was like, go for the flank.
My dice hate me today. An 11.
That is gonna hit because
Really?
this guy is really trained and just kind of more of like a street tough with a knife. That's
Oh, okay.
pretty long. It's like short sword length, but he's not someone who has like he tries to parry your swift stroke with your rapier, but no.
Do I get sneak attack?
You have sneak attack right now. Yes.
Okay.
Well, he's dead.
12 damage.
He slumped to the ground.
Can I look at the other dude and say, I warned you?
You absolutely can.
I do that.
You kind of see a little bit of the color drain from his face.
You should probably
as
leave
maybe-
now.
Maybe starts to question what he has done. Now, Saber, on the other hand, the Warforged, walks over to the dwarf.
Hey, big
looks
man.
down, and he's like, small and weak.
Yeah, I've pooped out
Nothing
bigger
but
things
the
than you.
fog in the eyes of the Lord of Blades. And that is a 22 to hit.
One over my AC.
For 9 points of damage.
Okay.
And you just feel this heavy, chipped longsword just crash into your body as this Warforged, like, once again taunts, and you could see, like, now that you're like right in his face, you could see the scorch marks where like he's been burned and damaged from the last encounter with the group when they blew up fire onto his arm.
Let me turn up Patrick. Hey Patrick, can you talk?
Oh, yeah, am I too quiet?
Yeah, Chappie said you were. Sorry to interrupt your stream.
Monologuing.
I just wanted to make sure viewers could hear.
Yeah.
I have you at 200 now.
Okay. Hopefully that's loud enough. If
Oh,
not, I
God.
can possibly move the mic closer.
Let me turn it down because now it's hurting my ears. Try again.
Hello, testing 1 2 1 2.
Let us know how that is. Okay, go ahead and continue, Ben.
Okay. So Saber brings his sword down onto Randall. Randall, you feel this blow just crash into your armor, and like just the impact alone, like you're like, oh, I'm definitely gonna have a bruise from that the next day or so. And his henchman, who is questioning his loyalty at the moment, takes out his club. And he's like, listen, dwarf, just surrender now, and I don't have to do anything I'm not going to be too happy about. And he tries to hit you, fumbling with, I know a 16 isn't going to do it. Is your
No, it just bounces off me armor.
Yeah, it just glances to the side. It's like, again, this guy just doesn't have any technique. Like, he's got muscle, but he doesn't know. Like, he doesn't have like the ability to. He's not. They're just not good fighters. Randall, it's your turn.
Well,
Oh
lad,
god, no, I turned you up too much.
I don't like the way you're looking at me. And you can see that your weapons don't mean much to me. But you, big man, I aim to get you, bring you down to my size. And I'm gonna try and bring my axe across his knees.
Okay.
That is to hit him. What was my modifier? That is a 16 for the great axe.
Yeah, go ahead and roll some damage for me.
Oh, good. D12. Oh, by the way, divine smite, you little bastard.
Oh my god.
I'll show you what happens when you mess with a dwarf who's angry.
I gotta turn this down more because his
that-
mic's closer.
Yep. That is an 8 to hit, or 8 damage, plus you gone and made me angry, big man. That is another, 3 radiant damage. Crap.
Oh no.
I'm rolling real crud on the dice. I'm almost tempted to just use roll 20.
You hammer, you take your axe, you hammer it into his leg, right at where, like right at the kneecap. And the axe digs deep inside of it. Now, if this was like, a person of flesh and blood, it would be, such a much more severe attack to them. But this is on a, so you do some definite physical damage, and you cause him to like stagger a bit and almost limp as he like kind of comes down to one knee.
Oh wait, you did damage to me too. Hold on a minute. I need to roll a constitution. Okay, I'm good. I had to roll a constitution saving throw for my concentration on that spell. So we're good.
Lady Elaydren continues to hide behind the table, crawling about, seeming to be looking for a way to escape. And the door swings open again, and Ishara steps in, late as usual, with one of her pistols in hand, and she, just immediately eyes up the Warforged, and you hear, and crack of thunder as a shot is fired, and it goes wide and it crashes into a barrel on the other side of the tavern, and you just see it like burst, and alcohol comes pouring out of it all over the floor, and you can hear the bartender shout, "Please don't destroy the place!"
Randall's diving under the barrel trying to catch all the alcohol. Not the ale!
Navari, what do you do?
Can I go behind the other human?
Yeah.
And can I just, like, go up to him and then, like, just, like, from behind, just, like, I think we outnumber you now? Unless you want to, turn out, like, your friend, I suggest you might want to, you know, skedaddle.
Yeah, go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Do I have advantage?
Yes, I will grant you advantage.
You got a meat mugging dwarf who's got blood coming out of his left, like out of his cheek.
Yeah.
Just like it's like, yeah, time for you to go, lad.
14.
The burlier thug kind of looks around, sees that his companion is down, and just gets this like, he looks back at you and looks over at the Warforged and seems to be very hesitant to do anything else. Saber, the Warforged, looks down at the dwarf. "Ugh, you're gonna pay for that, little man."
I'm built of stocky stuff, my friend.
He brings the sword, and this time rolling a 20 for his total.
King off of me armor.
Right. And again, you're definitely like, you feel the impact of the blade, but it doesn't do any damage. Like your armor protects you completely from the hit, and the Warforged takes a step, kind of like half step backwards to reposition himself, and his leg is not like functioning fully, and he kind of starts stomping, almost like shorting because he is an automaton, so there could be a problem with that. The henchman decides to run towards the door, not saying anything. So if any of you want to take a free swing, you have that choice.
I actually, I'm gonna take my net,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna offhandedly be like, "Who said you get to leave?" You're
Go ahead.
going. Yep. So that's all right. That's a +6, so 14.
That is going to hit.
So basically, what's that?
So yeah, as he tries to go, your net just tangles him up, and he collapses on his face. I don't know. Does that do any damage too?
It does 4 damage because of my strength. Forcing him to the ground. I literally throw and just like, "Ugh." Yeah, and I think it's a AC of 10, and basically he has to, if he has a knife or something, he wants to try and cut it loose.
Okay.
But otherwise, he's just there and entangled.
He has a club.
He does have a club. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, no,
Alright.
he's not going anywhere.
I like how I'm like, yeah, you might want to leave, and then he just like, no.
I was like, they attacked us last. They're going to prison. Why do you think I have the net?
I don't know.
Now you do.
That's awesome. But yes, Randall, it is your turn after that attack of opportunity.
Well, big man, you keep calling me little. I don't like being called little. That is 15 to hit.
That he takes his shield and brings it right in front of you, almost like meeting your swing head on. But thankfully, you have sturdy hands and gauntlets. So when your hands crash with the shield, you do not inflict any damage to him because he just kind of stops your maneuver.
You might be my mightiest foe yet. That's my turn.
Shara walks in, places her foot like on the chest of the thug in the ropes, and points her gun at him. Points one of her revolvers at him. Says, kind of gives this like the menacing like look of the wink and like, I wouldn't move if I were you, pal. And then tries to fire a shot at the Warforged saber. You hear another crack, and this one goes just over the top of the shield, crashing into the Warforged's chest, dealing some damage and causing it to reel back, but not enough to take it down. And it looks again at you guys and like gives this like glittering, like, ugh! Foolish flesh is so weak. I knew I should have brought more of my own to come in this mission instead of finding those who wish to fight by my side. Navari, it's your turn.
Can I move to flank him?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm gonna attack.
All
So
right.
I get advantage when I flank?
Yes.
Okay.
We both need that right now.
Yes, you do. This guy is sturdy.
24 to hit.
Nice. Yes, that is definitely going to hit.
Does I get sneak attack damage? Cause swashbuckler rogue.
Yep.
Sweet. I rolled 2 1s for my sneak attack damage. So 8.
That's still pretty good damage. I mean, it's not 0. You take your rapier and you take advantage of like him his fight here with Randall, and you take your blade and you punch it through like a seam in his armored plates, and it goes through and it has a lot of resistance because it's almost just like you're stabbing something made out of wood, because this is an automaton. It's not somebody like flesh and blood. And your sword kind of gets stuck for a quick second as you yank it out, and he spins around and he looks back at you and he's
Can I use my fancy footwork to
back away. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't give the dwarf advantage, whatever.
Wait, oh, does that give you advantage too?
Yeah, because you'd be like, you're
I'll
fighting.
stay where I am then.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, don't give me advantage, whatever.
And he
lad.
responds in kind by stabbing at you with a big, like, wide swing. So he twirls around, swings his sword, and you just duck the blow, and you feel like the wind of it just go right across the top of your horns. And he says, "Oh, you flesh creatures will rule the day that you messed with, servants of the Lord of Blades.
Are you gonna run again?
There are many more where I come from." Randall, it's your turn.
Aye, and we'll cut them down too, friend, because there's only one church, and that is the Sacred Flame. And that is a 19 to hit.
That is definitely going to do it.
And I am going to channel my last divinity, channel my last smite into him. Wow. I really should have taken the Great Weapon Master.
Oh,
I rolled 2 1s.
we're
so-
twinning.
7 damage.
7 damage. All right. So how do you bring him down?
Oh, I come in for another swing on the same leg, cutting it out from underneath him, kicking in the other leg that still holds him up, and I bring the axe back behind his, in front of him, while I'm behind him with my knee in his back, and I go, "Nah, look, friend, we're the same height now." And then I just rip the axe back.
Nice. So you see the light go out of his eyes with that last bit, and he just, like this heavy creature, just slumps to the ground. I want you guys to all go ahead and roll me perception checks really fast.
Oh, and then offhandedly, I would lean back over to the one that that Ash knocked out. Or killed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop in healing to.
Oh,
basically
I
save
didn't
the
knock him
workflow.
out.
Oh,
yeah.
I know.
No,
That's what I'm saying, though. I'm aiming
Oh,
to
okay.
heal him if I can.
you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
try to save him.
I'm gonna try and save his life with lay on hands.
Okay.
And I'll drop 5 hit points into him, hopefully to bring him back to consciousness. If he had death saves at all.
Unfortunately, Ash's blow to him was very precise, and he died very quickly.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, I tried.
I rolled a
Always
10 for
better to drink.
perception. Sorry.
That's it. Yeah, we got to do that.
Sorry, go ahead and talk. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say it's always better to bring back live people to the prison than corpses. Perception, you said?
Yes, please.
Crud. That's a 6. I got
Okay.
no bonus in perception.
So at some point during the battle, Lady Elaydren has slipped out, and neither of you guys were able, got a good look at her, which way she went, taking off.
I miss my
And-
druid. My druid has a passive perception of 23.
My
Because I
God.
took a feat.
Yeah. Shara's with you guys now, and you do have one of these goons still in a net.
Oh yeah, I'll be taking the net back and tying his hands up and being like, "Well, friend, I guess you chose the wrong side of this fight. Time to go and take you down to the jailers."
And he kind of looks up at you, very kind of just pressed, he's obviously he's agreeing, he definitely made the wrong choice, and he's like, "Oh, I just wish we had gotten paid up front." Is the last thing he mutters.
You hadn't or had?
Wish they
Oh.
had have been paid up front.
Cool. With that,
Friend, you always ask for the money up front.
I'm checking the Warforged.
Go, little rogue, go.
So he doesn't have much on him aside from his weapons and armor, his shield. But then he does have a coin pouch, and inside of it is 5 fairly large gemstones. Something that you could probably hold, I'd say the size of an egg, and each of them is worth 35 gold pieces each.
You said he had a weapon, right?
Yes, he has a
What?
longsword.
It's a longsword.
Oh, hey. Do you like big weapons?
Hey. You just see him sitting there hefting his great axe in his hand. I mean, it's
I have
a
this.
dwarven prerogative.
I have this big Warforged hammer from the last Warforged that attacked us.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's right. You still have the one from the
Yeah, it was.
from the-
It was very pristine. You said it could be worth money.
What was it? Warhammer, you say?
It's a It was a Warforged hammer. That's what I put.
Yeah, it was, so in game mechanic terms it'd be a maul because it's a two-handed hammer, and it was made with a lot of care and precision to it, so it's got it'd be worth its double book value basically, because this weapon is not just here off the assembly line, hand it to somebody as a commoner.
Right.
This adds some real craftsmanship to it.
Would you like it?
I mean, if you're looking to part ways with it.
Sure. Do you want? So I can give you the hammer and one of the gemstones, and then I'll
You
get
keep
2
the
gems.
money, I don't need the money.
Okay, I can just give him the hammer then.
Yeah. Giving me something to smash more faces with is always a pleasure.
Okay. Can I give Zach's character stuff, Ben, or should I wait?
We can give Rue's character stuff too. Yeah.
I'll give him 2 of the gemstones.
Okay. Cool.
Did he have anything else on him or no?
The Warforged did not.
Okay.
Hey, did the metal can give you boys any indication of what he was aiming for? What the mission was?
I opened the letter.
I was talking to the doucher that we tied up after
Okay.
I took my net back.
Sorry.
You're good.
The guy tied up looks up at you, looks at you, and he says, all he said was that it was supposed to be one woman, very easy mark. And all we had to do was rob her. There wasn't supposed to be any resistance, any friends.
You know, I feel like you really chose poorly when you saw that there was a freaking Templar knight standing next to the woman you're supposed to be stealing from. Just because you had a big metal friend. Do you see what I did to your big metal friend?
I start looting the human.
Oh, the dead one?
So
Yeah, the dead one.
as you go through the pockets of the dead one, he didn't have much on him. He had 3 gold pieces and a short sword, and then like his kind of tattered common clothes that are pretty dirty.
Oh, we
But
can.
the guy who's still alive, he responds. He's like, "Yeah, I don't know much about no knights or warriors or things of that sort. I just know that most people in the city who are will throw down their money to keep their lives. Like, was hoping you'd be one of them."
Hey, I was just. I would like to say I warned you guys. Should have listened to me.
Well, let's take our new bound friend and see if he can find repentance in the jail cells of the city.
Should we like bury the dead one or something?
Nah, we bring him with us. I'm sure they've got a, dead cart or something they drag around the city.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't want to carry him.
Word did get out about the fight fairly quickly, and the gunshots echoing throughout
Yeah, I was
town.
gonna
So
say
it isn't long. So it isn't long before the city watch shows up, and they get both, your side of the story. They get the bartender's involvement in it, and obviously you guys are like not in the wrong in any capacity.
And I look to the bartender. I walk over and I go, "How much was that cask of ale? My friend, the person with the guns blew up."
Yashara's like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's like she's just like kind of nonchalantly cleaning the barrel again and reloading the cartridges from the 2 that she fired from her revolver, like as if she did. It's like, what do you? I saved you. Sort
I
of.
mean, I saved myself. I cut his head off.
I helped.
You showed up a bit late.
She throws it back in. Well, I was busy. I was doing things, and then this owl dropped off a letter to come back here, and I didn't know where you were. And the bartender says, "Oh, it was only 15 gold pieces."
15 gold pieces. Well, how about this? Because I got this lovely flask here that needs some filling, and I'd love to get a jug of your finest ale. So I'll pay for that if you can refill this and give me a jug of your finest ale for, say, 20 gold.
The bartender like nods politely and takes your flask and fills it with something from behind the bar that's not on the back of it, where it would be in display of the customers. So it might be something a little bit like a house special kind of thing, and then hands you a jug of ale as well for the road.
How much is your fanciest bottle of wine?
The fanciest bottle of wine at the Broken Anvil.
I'm just picturing this guy pulling out a common bottle of wine and being like, "This will be 100 gold."
Well, he kind of like ponders it for a minute, looks at the wine rack, and he's like, "Well, this one's been here for a while."
Well,
It has a very deep red coloring to it. The glass is tinted like a little bit of a green, and there's like a maker's mark that it would be from somewhere in northern Breland. And he says, "Well, 10 gold pieces."
how about 5?
Yeah, no. I can't let it go for less than 10.
Fine.
It's
But
bad enough today's going to be slow business because the watch is here and there was a fight in the place, and I just, want to deal with and get you out of here. So
I
can
didn't
clean
do
up
anything.
because there's like, looks at the floor and there's like, where the axe went through it and got stuck, and there's a bullet hole in the wall, and then there's, a blood stain.
I drop him another 10 gold and be like, "Yeah, about that damage. Sorry, I had a few too many shots before this fight. In fact, I wasn't expecting a fight to begin with. I thought I was helping this young lass find somebody."
I thought that's what we were doing today too, okay? Hey, I warned you, there could be Warforged, so technically I warned you too. So none of this can come back on me.
I'm not complaining. I'm just merely repenting the man's damages. I don't want him to have to recoup those costs himself. And possibly we just ruined his business for the day. I'm only helping out where I can.
I feel
only
bad, and I
money.
give him 5 gold.
Shara's like, well, stuff happens. He twirls the revolver that's been reloaded and holsters it again. She's so. It seems that I missed her, our patron. What were we supposed to meet her for?
I pull out the note and I read the note.
The first note or the note from the backpack?
The note from the backpack.
Okay, so the note in the
But
backpack.
not around people.
Yeah, so it's just you guys.
Yeah.
And that includes Randall?
Yeah. I'll include
Okay.
Randall.
Oh. It's
Unless he
Randall's not
doesn't
even
want to
paying
be
attention. He's over-
included.
Randall's like not even paying attention. He's just like,
Okay, I'm not including Randall then.
Randall's like,
Wait,
how
what?
did I get caught up in that?
Randall, you've been recruited. Get over here. You've been dragged into this. They know your name.
You don't know my last name, but I'm not gonna hold that against you.
So you guys have gone outside and gone to like a quieter area.
A new
of the
tavern.
city. Yeah, no,
It's a
no,
new
tavern.
tavern.
You haven't destroyed the place, and it's quite a bit busier because it's in like a little bit more open area of the town. And the letter says, "My friends, the object you recovered from me, in the ruins beneath Sharn, is a schema, a piece of a pattern used to create items both mundane and magical. I have learned that another schema connected to this pattern was being studied in a secret Cannith workshop in Seer called Whitehearth. I wonder if this research is tied to the Day of Mourning. Parts of my own house seek this pattern for evil purposes, and I do not know whom to trust. To turn to you, I need you to travel to Seer, find the workshop, and recover the second schema. The location of the workshop was a closely guarded secret lost when the patriarch of House Cannith died in the destruction of Seer. You must travel to the House Cannith outpost in the town of Rose Quarry in Dargunn to recover a record of all of Cannith's hidden workshops. In Rukondral, find a man named Phelan in the Bloody Market. He can provide you with transport to Rose Quarry, and from there, travel into the Mournland to find Whitehearth and the second schema. It is an adamantium plate in the shape of a diamond, about the size of a human's palm. Once you have retrieved it, return to Rukondral, where I will meet you. Succeed, and I will see to it that you are well rewarded for your courage." And then also in the bag are a whole bunch of supplies and things like that. In one of the pockets, which as you open it, you realize that this bag is way bigger than it should be. It has so much more stuff. Because one of the pockets alone has 80 arrows,
Oh,
50 feet of silk rope, 2 bedrolls, 2 water skins, 6 days worth of food. As you guys like dig through it, you also find in one of the side pockets an ever-bright lantern, a flint and steel, a healer's kit, some torches, some empty bags. There are 3 potions of cure light wounds, a tiny rod of blue metal 3 inches in length with a sapphire embedded at one end, and a pouch containing 150 platinum pieces.
eh.
That's a lot of money.
Yes. Along with a like a letter of credit, in a sense, like they'd be like tickets, to allow you guys to board a House Lorender ship to cover the journey to get to Rukondral.
Field trip, field trip, field trip.
Um,
Can you take a picture and send us what's all in
Yeah.
it?
okay, yeah.
I can
Or
forward you that. Yep.
also, would I know anything of this woman and her capabilities to follow through with what she says? Like, her words are very grandiose, and I'm just curious if she can actually follow through with that like it would be well worth our courage, she said. And money is not always.
Yeah. So go
So-
ahead and roll me a knowledge history check.
Could I use the restroom while he's doing this?
Yes.
I'll put it back.
That is a 10.
Okay. So you know that on the day of mourning, that was when the nation of Seir was completely destroyed. And when that happened, House Cannith broke apart into some smaller, like more regional houses.
Okay.
And with the most part, with the dragon marked houses, Cannith does have a reputation of being like honorable. They're not they have a good, like, even like, she claims like things that, like, from what the others have told you and stuff, like, you believe that this is like all on the up and up. Like, this is actually probably a journey that could bring something good to the world.
Okay. Because, well, and I'm just wondering if it might help me with my personal quest. My personal quest that I have going on. So that's why I was asking, because
Yeah.
Randall finds less value in money and more value in people
Doing
with
something.
power that can do something about what he has a problem with.
Yeah, gaining favor with a dragon marked house, especially House Cannith, the manufacturer's mark. I mean, they definitely, like, to have an ally on your side would be a very powerful ally.
Gotcha. Okay. I look to Navari and I look to Ajara.
Ishara.
Ishara, and I go, well, this is looking like it's going to be a bit of a journey then. I might need to stock up on a few supplies before we go.
I'm back.
So I look to you and I
You know
look
what?
to
I
Ishara.
am going to agree with you on that. This does seem like it could be a bit of a trip here, because I mean, even by sea, which would be the fastest route to Rupon Drawl, aside from flying, but that's not an option.
Yeah, it's like a
It's
2-week
still
journey, I'm
not.
guessing.
It's still not, just like a walk in the park. You're gonna be there tomorrow by any means.
I give everyone 50 of the platinum.
Yeah, I was about to be like, can I get 50 of that platinum?
Yeah, I give
might be
everyone
needing it.
50.
And are you going to be holding on to that haversack then?
Did
Navari?
you want it?
I mean, it could be of use, but I also don't want to deprive somebody else, as I'm just new to the party, but
I mean, you can carry it.
it's just
You
good
want-
for keeping, from what I understand of it, because based on everything we saw in there, Ben, it doesn't weigh more than like a handful of pounds, huh?
No, it does not.
Yeah, so you just see Randall, he's like, yeah, no, and you just see him take his backpack and literally shove it into one of the pockets, and then you take that maul and you see him shove that into the pocket, and then you're just watching all this stuff go in. He's like, he's got his backpack, he takes it off and he opens it and just shoves the whole thing in, takes off that maul, shoves it in. Ah, that's feeling better already. I feel like I could run a little bit now. I just went from weighing like 100+ pounds to basically like 30 pounds.
Congratulations. I suppose I'll take a break from looking for my family to do this mission.
I mean, if it's what I think this woman can accomplish, being that she's a part of a dragon-marked house, she definitely could assist you in finding your loved ones.
That's true.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I guess we can do this and then perhaps ask her. So
Yeah, and the shark kind of gives you this look, because she's not, like, she doesn't speak as much, but she does indicate that it would be nice to be able to go, because it could, like, give her a chance to not only explore the Mournland, which was her homeland, but perhaps get maybe an answer to what happened that day to cause the complete destruction of the nation.
oh yeah, I remember that. That's the day I almost died.
Yes, it is.
Speaking of death,
Jesus.
do we get a short rest or anything for healing?
Yes. You guys will effectively have. You could take
Or a
up
long
to a
rest.
long rest before your ship will leave.
Okay.
And leading up to that long rest, I definitely wanted to hit a store to get some brewer supplies so that I might be able to
Oh yeah,
have some activities to keep me busy while I'm on the
yes,
ship.
excellent idea.
So, go ahead. You go
How,
first.
I was just gonna ask how much would it cost to get like enough for like say three 3 liter casks of like a whiskey or something like that, like the supplies to make it myself,
Okay,
or like
so
an
you're gonna
ale.
yeah, so you want to get the equipment so you
Oh,
can.
I have the supplies. Like I have the
Okay,
brewing supply
cool.
station.
You
I just
need
ingredients.
ingredients. Okay, so you want something like what kind of scale are we talking? Do we want something like more high end ingredients, or you just like, hey, I got corn, I can make a mash. Let's get some whiskey, and hopefully we don't.
I'm probably gonna go high end.
Okay,
Just yeah.
so it's going to be 6 gold pieces in raw materials per cask.
Okay.
And
So
each cask will be a liter.
right. Yeah. So then we'll say I'll drop what is that 5 platinum worth. So 50 gold.
Okay.
To kind of that should hopefully keep me preoccupied this whole journey on the ship.
Oh yeah.
Assuming I don't get, waylaid by pirates. So that would be, what is that?
There'd be pirates.
I don't know, just a gut feeling. So I give him a few extra gold essentially, and I'll get that's
Yeah.
nine fine.
Joke's on you, Wolf. It's gonna be Warforged pirates.
Good, we can just sink their ship and they'll just fall to the bottom of the ocean.
Not all of them necessarily. Some of them are made out of wood. Or
Their
apple.
cores, I was like, their cores are made out of wood. I thought they're still metal armor.
They
I feel
can
like
take it
that's
Oh.
there you go. No, they'll just be easier to hit. I'm okay with that too. That works. But that's 9. Trying to figure out how to write this into my supplies.
Can I buy studded leather armor, Ben?
Yeah, you could yeah, you can absolutely find a like is there any like color or anything special you want in the armor you're looking for?
Me as a player, no. But seeing as my character needs to spend money, yes.
Okay.
I just want it to look like cool. I don't have
So
a picture of it.
Following into your...
You find a very you find like a leather workshop where they make coats. So like in the display windows of the place, like they have a few like like the Western kind of dusters, the big long leather coats, things like like ranch hands, stuff like that would have on. And since it rains a lot here, it's a very fashionable thing to have like a very long, heavy coat potentially. And there's all sorts of hats and gloves and pairs of boots in the place. And the leather worker, pretty young man. You could see he's got like some scarring on one of his hands on the back of it, but it's not like a mark or anything. It just seems to be hurt in some way. He looks up as you come in, and you can see that he's working on like what appears to be some kind of vest.
Okay.
And he greets you at the door, and he says, "Hi.
Hello.
What brings you in here today? Can I interest you in a new pair of boots, perhaps, or a very wonderful fancy coat?"
Well, I was coming in here to get like some armor. If you make like studded leather armor, I'll probably get a coat too.
Oh! So, what are you doing? Are you planning an expedition somewhere, perhaps to that nation of goblins and stuff, going to Dargunn? Or, oh, wait, I know where you're going. You must be going to Zendrick. that is an exciting place. I've heard people, come through getting supplies and clothing for those travels, and I get to hear the stories of those who return from the airship captains, and I get to hear the stories about those who didn't return. But
Oof.
we always in demand for dragon shards and lost relics and excitement and adventure. I've heard there's giants there even. Is that where you're going to see giants?
I'm actually going all over. Who can say where at this moment?
He kind of gives this like puzzled look, like, oh, okay.
Oh, just, multiple places to go.
Gotcha. Yes, I understand. Well, I actually do have very nice. Hold on a minute. And he kind of goes into a back area, and you can hear like some things being shuffled, like almost like like how like a metal coat hanger sounds like screeching across the bar.
Ooh.
And he comes out with this leather. It's like a short jacket, so it stops just about like would be above your waist, and on the vest portion of it, there's a bunch of studs going on at both sides, so it's got some reinforcement, and you can see where there's plates sewn into the leather as well that are hidden by it. So they're not very. They don't. It doesn't appear to be heavy because he holds it with both hands, and he says, "So this is a suit. I think this will serve you well. You don't look like somebody who would stomp around in." Well, and he kind of.
No.
I don't know, Randall, if you went with her into this shop or not, but he kind of looked. Like, you don't. If you did, and he's like, you don't appear to be someone who would stomp around like that one right there.
No.
You're lucky I've got me fine whiskey, or I'd be having words with you, friend.
No, I meant no offense. It's just some people are more the stand and hold the shield and swing away, and then others are, like dancing and chilling.
Yeah, she's pretty light on her feet. I may be Randall the Agile, but she's the real agile one.
Yeah, I'm not much for like heavier armor.
Well, this would be perfect for you. See, I got this very lightweight metal, and I was able to sew it into the plates. And you can see these, these studs are really more for show and stuff like that than anything else. But please try it on, see if it fits.
I tried on.
And it's very comfortable. It's lightweight. You make a few maneuvers with your rapier, and you notice that like it doesn't slow your arm down or your speed or your wrist movements or anything.
All right.
Wearing it, and he says, "Now, I mean, if you like that, we could definitely be talking about what's price."
How much?
Well, for you, someone who I don't see every day, somebody new, an adventurer of all folk, I could probably sell it for 65 gold pieces.
65.
You just see Randall sitting back here like this because he's been around armor all his life, and he's been around that kind of stuff, and he's just like, that sounds a little steep, friend.
How about 55, and I'll tell you stories from the war.
Listen, if I want to hear stories from the war, I could just listen to my grandfather. He fought everybody who has, stories about the war. Unless you have something
but
really
have you
interesting.
heard stories from someone who, like, revolved around secrets?
Are you saying you're a spy?
No, I'm not a spy.
Okay. Well, let me think here. How about this? How about 60? And I get to buy you a drink. Your friend can join us. And we exchange war stories and tales until the sun comes up tomorrow.
I will agree, but I will let you know I am married.
He has this like finger shucks kind
and
of thing.
I have a kid.
I was about to be like, wait, I don't think that was a date thing because he was inviting me to tag along.
I know.
I would love to hear your stories and exchange, tales over dinner, and 60 gold pieces is as low as I can go on this. I mean, it took a very long time to make this.
Sure. It's great craftsman.
Does it sound like a fair price?
I don't care.
I know you don't care. I'm asking myself, like, this might end up being an RP conversation later.
Okay.
About your... About, Randall's going to be like, I understand you like to be frivolous with your money, but there's no reason to be that frivolous.
It'll be
So
fine.
I'm just kind of curious. Does it sound like it's like an exorbitant rate for that piece, that armor that you bought,
It's
or no?
definitely high, but it's not. It's by no means what I would say. It's like it's not like gouging anybody because it is.
Right.
It does have some frivolousness added to it, so it
Gotcha.
does have the style factor. It's not. This isn't like a suit that would be like, here's your armor. You go to the next guy. Here's your helmet. Go to the next guy. Here's your spear. All right, march.
Keep moving along.
Come on, this is a factory floor, people. We don't have time to dawdle.
Please fill in all available space. All the way
this
toward
is
the wall.
Stormtroopers who all have the exact same gear because it's just everything's done to be efficient and protective. Where this is done to be nothing about this is efficient in its construction.
But it looks good.
But it looks good. It looks really good. All right, so the four of you, now with Charles, you guys go to another tavern.
I never got
you-
his name.
Oh, I
The
do that
shopkeeper.
all the time. I literally do that all the time. I never have I always just forget to give names.
So what's your name?
His name is
Well,
Charles.
I mean, to be fair, we didn't do introductions.
Yeah, we
That's all
didn't
right.
either.
The thing is like in real life, I'm the same way. Like I'll just start talking to somebody and I'll never introduce myself or anybody I'm around. So it's just one of those weird habits that carries over from my real life that carries over to all my NPCs. I always just gloss over that.
Most of the time, I forget to ask names of NPCs too, except for Stuart.
I'll make it as a personality trait for a character that like the guy always introduces himself.
That'll force you to do it.
Yeah. It'll teach me a good habit, which will be wonderful.
Oh,
And
hey,
so
my
you-
name's Navari.
Says, yes, Navari, good, well met. And so you guys spend the evening exchanging stories and having drinks and just all around a good time. Nobody gets like so destroyed that you can't wake up the next morning. And you guys proceed. If there's any other purchases you guys want to make before you get on the ship, go ahead and do that.
Do you have to roll to see how much more money I spend?
So your drinking for the night would have spent 8 more gold.
Okay.
So nothing too extreme.
Okay. I'm great with money, guys. I should be the treasurer.
Yeah, about that. We're gonna have a talk during this lovely sea voyage, Navari. You got some interesting habits, to say the least.
I don't know what you
Um,
mean.
Yeah,
I don't have a drinking habit.
you haven't seen half the crap I've seen, young one.
I don't know about
Take another
that.
swig.
I don't know about that. I've seen some stuff.
I don't doubt it. But it's a question of whether you've seen the horrors that I've seen. I can tell you're a sneaky folk. One of them sneaky sort people that likes to get in and out of places unseen if possible. I'm not one of them types. I run headfirst into danger, protect what I can, and sometimes you don't all make it back.
I know.
When you say that, like Ashara like just gets very somber and is like, yeah, I'm not too much for subtlety either. She's like the 4
Yeah,
barrels.
no, I still hear a ringing in my ears from the shots you did the other day. Thanks for that. I'm gonna, on the way to the ship, I'm gonna pick up some earplugs, some cotton that I can just shove in my ears.
Yeah, just to be safe.
Yep. I won't be as perceptive at hearing things, but gosh darn if my hearing won't survive for at least a few more years.
Can I buy 2 more health potions?
Before you go, absolutely.
How?
And we all got 1 health potion out of the pack too.
Oh, so I'll only
Yes.
buy 1 more. So 50 gold.
Okay.
How much platinum
Mhm.
would it be?
That'd be
500. Whoops.
That you
Ignore
said.
that.
I was gonna say you're starting soon.
Yeah, don't worry about that. I
s-
may or may not have hit a button.
You said it'd be 5.
Yes.
Okay. Mind you, I'm stocked up on health potions because Warforged like hitting me. Oh, and my armor is increased by 1.
Oh yeah, nice. Excellent.
Yeah, that was
So
one of
my
the big
armor-
reasons I wanted the armor.
Yeah.
My armor
was like,
class
I got
is
no
15 now, Ben. I
Okay.
believe.
I can make you slightly more resistant with Shield of Faith. Oh yeah, I'm gonna prep my spells for the day.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna
15 now,
keep
Ben.
Shield of Faith.
Okay.
Oh, I could have used that to ignore a fight. I should have used that. Oh well. I could have commanded that guy to leave.
No.
Yeah.
I had the command spell prepped. I could have commanded him to leave, or I could have commanded the Silver Doucher to lay down his arms, or just lay down.
I'll just lay down.
Prostrate yourself before me, Surf. Take that one for today. I like fire. We'll go in with a Searing Smite today. Trouble seems to follow you lot around, so I figure this might be a better bet.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course you don't, Navari.
Things don't follow me. I follow them.
Well, how do you explain the big silver, metal man that came into that
Arku was
tavern after
actually
us?
coming for the other lady.
He seemed to be asking for something you lot had.
We gave it to the lady.
I really want to be like,
He did, but did he know that? He was
No.
just following the clues.
yeah, the last person he saw with it was you guys.
Hmm.
But
That's
anyway.
true. That's true.
Let us get to the ship, I guess. What was it named? The Salty Mary?
The salty splatoon.
No.
Was it
is-
Dungeons and Drafts?
No, the ship's name is the Dancing Sprite.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
And the first thing you notice about this ship is it is not a typical sailing ship. It is one of the elemental galleons of House Larander. So you may you start to think it's like, oh wow, this journey might actually not be too bad because these things they have the potential to move very quickly over open water. But it also requires those with the Mark of Storm to be able to control the vessel, control the elemental that helps give it more speed and things like that. On the docks, there aren't a lot of just passengers boarding the ship, but there's a lot of cargo and crew being on. And the captain is a young for a half elf looking, but it's hard to age. It's hard to determine how old somebody who has elvish heritage because they just don't show age like a human does. The captain seems to be. The captain is well dressed. Has a very nice kind of wide brimmed hat and a big feather coming out of it, and is just politely introducing himself to everybody. Well, the crew guides each to their cabins. You guys have a shared cabin, but it does have 3 beds and a bit of extra storage space. It has its own lock and key to it.
Is it like bunk beds or separate beds?
No. Yeah, so the ship actually has you guys have what would be you guys would be equivalent on this ship would be a first class passenger. Lady Elaydren spared no expense in getting you guys these tickets.
But we couldn't
I was
have
like,
our
you
own
said-
rooms.
He said bunk beds and said no, and I was like, damn.
Me too. That's why I asked. I was gonna be like, I got
Man,
dibs on the top bunk.
I was about to be like, you're gonna have to fight me for it, lassie. Just watch a 200-pound dwarf in armor just jump up, and then the whole thing just go. we're gonna have stepbrothers up in this baby.
I said no power tools.
Oh man.
I was hoping for bunk beds.
I mean, we could trade down, I guess.
Nah. I'd rather not do that.
I was about to say, you look like somebody who likes the fancier things in life.
Not like I'm not from like
you can't be running it. You can't run it past me. I see the armor that you literally bought
okay.
specifically because it was kind of pretty.
Yeah, and Ashara is doing nothing to help your argument right now, Navari. She's literally like shaking her head in agreement, like, well, yeah.
I blame the war.
That's acceptable.
Also,
Yeah,
I'm not
I
like
blame-
high class, I'm middle class.
But you like to pretend you're high class, I can tell.
I'm sorry. I like shiny things.
That's okay.
That's okay. Sneaky sorts like yourself tend to like shiny things. As long as I don't ever catch you stealing something shiny from somebody who doesn't deserve to have their things stolen from.
No,
problems
I only steal from people who can go with people stealing stuff from them.
So the Robin Hood you're the Robin Hood of our party.
I don't know that too.
Need to visit a few more taverns.
Sure. I mean, you can also tell the tale if you know the tale. Where's my camera?
He tends to steal from the rich and give to the poor. You tend to steal from the rich and spend it on yourself. Similar, but not really the same.
I mean,
Ashara chimes in,
it's
"Oh,
not like my.
just know, we were poor, so really by stealing, if we steal from somebody who has more and give it to us, then we are helping the poor, which we were for a time, and then we took on this lucrative job, and
It's true,
hey,
and
hopefully
but in my
something better.
defense, if my family was here, I'd give it to them. So I wouldn't spend it on myself. I'd spend it on them.
You can all live like kings."
What? Did you say so? I am the Vikings.
No.
No,
We
I
could
said
all
you
live.
could all live like kings.
Oh yeah. But first, I have to find my family.
That's
So now I'm just saving it.
yeah. But anyway, so as you guys get onto the galleon, and it departs from the port, which is at the base of the Sharn Cliffs, and it travels from the hilt into the Straits of Shargon, and it stays pretty close to the southern coast as it moves from the Brelish waters to the Zalargo waters, and eventually it's going to turn north to Kraken Bay.
Is there a ship bar?
There is in the galley. It's not it's not like The Shining where like it's a really good bar, but there is a bit of a bar. There is a very limited selection of alcohols, and
How long is this journey supposed to take us, roughly?
it take you 4 days.
Well, that's a lot faster than I thought it was going to be.
Same.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it was a regular ship, it would be twice that easy, if not longer. But
It feels like 6 days with the constant nagging about money.
oh yeah,
Oh no, I gave up on that after the first day.
Okay, well,
I went down into the quarters and was hopefully brewing.
I was
during
gonna
the
buy
journey.
you.
I was able to do some distilling, and you wouldn't be able to make anything.
Well,
at least
no, I
like
figured it-
you won't be able to age it.
Yeah.
But you can get the process started. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, get at least it into the first stages of the brewing process, and then because it's going to take it like 2 weeks in that stage, and then move it into the cask eventually.
I offered to buy the dwarf a drink.
What? You just see him pop out a jug of ale, pop the cork, and be like, "Cheers."
Open my bottle of wine and I drink that.
You know what? I'm not gonna let that what a waste. And she takes it from you.
The
So
free drink.
you make a pit stop to let off passengers and exchange some goods that are being delivered in the city of Korenberg, which is the home to the Korenberg Chronicle, which is one of the most well-known and prestigious papers of the Five Nations. And not only that, but it is also a place where a lot of explorers and adventurers meet, who go looking for historical stuff, historical significance, and they're always looking for stories and adventures to record so that they can basically sell more newspapers.
Can I keep an eye for anyone shady looking? Like they want to kill us?
Yeah, roll a perception check.
Oh shoot, I forgot this character's not good at perception. I keep mistaking this character for my druid. I got an 11. Miss my druid.
You don't notice anybody. You don't notice anybody.
Wait. Isn't Zach's
Like-
character good? Sorry, good.
Yeah, it sure is with you guys, and that's a 5.
Oh, okay,
So-
we're saying the same thing.
Doesn't see anybody shady, any reason. Like, there's nobody like spending more time paying attention to you.
You just see the dwarf during the offloading and onloading process, just like eyeing everybody and meat mugging everybody, trying to intimidate anybody from wanting to attack us. You just see him sitting there, great axe over his back like this, and he's just like, "Ugh. What are you looking at? Get moving. Nobody likes you here." Just for no reason. Just sitting there, meat mugging every single person that comes on or off the boat.
Disturbing people. So a lot
Yep.
of the no like take a really wide berth from you.
Yep.
Some of the others like you just kind of had or just more world weary or just kind of like shaking their head like this is nonsense kind of thing. But nobody's like outright like angered with you or
It's
gets,
more
like,
of just trying to scare people.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Doing a great job.
I come off more comical than I do actually scary. So
But after that all goes very well with the exchange of things and your short visit into Kornberg. This is like I slaughter those pronunciations sometimes. Horenberg. The ship departs again and continues to sail around the southern edge of Eberron, the main continent, Corvair, and then it begins to go upriver. And when it starts to go up the Gull River, which will take you to Rukontrol, the capital of Dargunn, it has to slow down quite a lot because this is it's just like you're going against the current of the water is part of the reason, and then the other part of it is just there's more bendiness to it, so they do have to slow down quite a bit. Nighttime, and you guys are kind of just milling about your cabin. Randall has his brewer's kit out. You notice that Ishara seems to be reading from an old text that has the symbol of Uldara on the cover of it. That she's been reading the last few nights, just quietly studying. Navari is most likely enjoying something expensive and from a bottle.
Yeah.
What I'd like you guys to do is go ahead and roll listen checks for me. Perception, listen.
Oh, I'm so good at them.
Yeah, same here. Oh my god. I rolled above a 10. I got a 13.
I'm proud of
Okay.
you. I got a 4.
Yeah, so you guys are just deep in conversation or into like the task that you're doing. Ishara, I rolled a 2 for, so she also has 4.
We all suck.
Hey, I got above a 10, and that's impressive because I have 0 bonuses to that.
I have 1.
And Randall, you look out one of the windows of your cabin because like you have like one side of it is against the hull of the ship, and you just notice this like very thick fog rolling in, But aside from that, the night is very warm, very quiet, and you can look up and see, you know, if you were to like outside or through the window, you can see the three moons just shimmering onto the water. But as the fog just keeps getting thicker and thicker as you guys
Was it?
travel.
Have we had any fog thus far?
Nope.
Or has fog been a common thing? Because we haven't had rain really out here.
Nope, not on this part of the journey at all.
And it hasn't really been hot to justify this level of fog.
Mm-mm.
There might be some trouble brewing, and not just me ale.
What do you mean?
Well, you see that outside, and I'll gesture to the porthole.
I look outside.
You guys can see the fog rolling in.
And Shara just kind of shakes her head and like, yeah, you've never seen fog before? It's nothing to get riled up about, old man.
Oh,
I'll let that one go for now. But I've seen plenty of fog. I've never seen fog spawn without any proper cause for it.
this
Do you
is
not know how fog is started? How it generates? It's atmosphere. It's clouds.
Shara does not.
Can I roll?
Go ahead. That'd be a knowledge nature check.
Knowledge nature?
Yeah.
I don't have nature, so is it just intelligence?
Yep.
Unnatural 20.
Nice. Plus
18 plus 2. So unnatural 20.
what? A natural 20.
I said unnatural.
Oh, unnatural. I heard natural.
You know that, like, you know, it's you know how fog like dissipates, but Shara has no idea, and she doesn't seem to care. She seems to be more interested in things of like a mechanical nature than what's in the natural.
Out of character. If I've played enough Sea Thieves to know this means a ghost ship is coming.
What are you talking about?
It's a video game. I just looked over at the freaking chat thread for the game and the stream. I was like, she wrote that in there. Oh man. Oh, that has to be a ghost ship that's full of skeletons.
It's okay.
Fat finger and things. I need to turn off them hotkeys when I do this.
Do you guys want to leave your cabin, or do you just want to like continue to as you were?
We
I
can
might
go
go
talk
up-
to the captain.
Go up above deck, yeah.
Yeah. Come on, ish.
Is there you said there's an entity, is that generally the captain that controls the elemental forces that guide the ship's speed?
Yes, and then there would be other mates that could do it because like you'd have like you do it chefs.
Okay. Because I definitely would have naturally gone to protect those people. Because I'm like,
yeah,
they're the speed for the ship. I don't really want any down days.
yeah, you don't want that, and you also don't want the elemental getting loose or doing its own thing.
Those are feisty beasts.
And they're generally speaking, I imagine, quite grumpy because they've been contained.
And controlled, yeah.
Those poor
Controlled.
elementals.
It's kind of like it's like letting a genie out of the bottle. You really don't like what happens when you let the genie out of the bottle.
So we shouldn't let the elemental go?
I mean, if you think you can do it safely and get them far, far away from here without they're just gonna trap another one in here.
No, I mean, that's true.
Yeah, so you guys go up to the cabins, and you get to where you know the ship is steered and stuff like that. And the officer on deck, this one is a much older, kind of more grizzled looking half elf, and he's just like, I don't. Let me signal the watchers, and he pulls out a whistle and he like kind of does like a quick chime to signal into you know the watcher would be up on the crow's nest. And a few seconds go by and a response comes back and he says, "No, I think you guys are just being paranoid. There's really nothing to be concerned with. I mean, just a bit of fog. I mean, we've had to slow down is all just to be, you know, safe so we don't run aground or anything."
What caused the fog?
I will say this place is pretty wild. and not all the goblins who live here have taken used to being part of the kingdoms, or like some of them are still the barbaric warriors who are very prideful, that they used to be, and others have started to fall in with the new king here and try to become a more civilized nation, more like the rest of us. So it's probably nothing to be concerned with. I mean, nobody would attack one of our ships. That is for sure.
I whispered to the dwarf, so what I'm hearing is prepare for a possible goblin attack.
Hey, I don't disagree. You say that the goblins are wild. Not all, but some.
Yes, there's a small amount that are still, have not given up that barbaric ancestry they have. They still.
Out of character, what was the name that the guy kept saying? It was that blade or whatever.
Lord of Blades.
Lord of Blades?
The Lord of Blades. He's the Warforged leader of the Warforged.
Gotcha.
Ooh, who's the new?
You say that no one would attack this ship. Yet, I feel like someone that associates themselves with the Lord of Blades might be willing to do such a thing as attack this ship.
He kind of like scoffs. The Lord of Blades, that's just a myth. Nothing can live in the Mournland. Not even the Warforged can survive in that forsaken place. Not for any length of time. There's no Lord of Blades.
Who's this new Goblin King?
Reverts to book.
I didn't think to write his name down. So I'm going to answer that question.
The time I ask about a name?
I'm doing pretty good here, okay? Now, however, I need you guys to roll perception checks.
Ah, son of a bitch.
Is it the goblins?
Oh my god! Even better than the last one. 16!
Nice!
You know, my eyes got better when I put that cotton in my ears.
I got a 19.
You did it. 19.
If I rolled a natural 20, that's all it would be, is a natural 20.
I have, I think, a +1 for perception. Yeah. I'm charming and dexterous, but I'm not strong. Constitution's
Right.
okay.
Shara, 9, so Shara's not very much help right now. But you guys can hear a lot of scratching. And then you notice on the lower decks, you guys are up here kind of like in the wheelhouse kind of thing, but it's still like kind of open to the air. And you see these like figures climbing up over the sides of the ship. And
they look like goblins?
They do not look like goblins. They look like humans, but they're in like ragged kind of clothing, and they have very long fingers.
Hey, look, Captain, something's attacking your ship.
And
I
the officer starts blowing into his whistle. He says, "I may be mistaken. Somebody is willing to attack us."
I instinctively seeing these things because they look semi-undead or something of that nature. Enact sacred weapon on my great axe as I draw it from its sheath.
AKA the backpack?
No, that's on my actual back.
Oh, okay.
The great axe. The maul went into the backpack for now.
Oh, okay.
It is very pretty. I don't want to get anything on it yet.
Yeah.
Because you notice on my great axe, there's hundreds of notches on this axe.
Oh, okay. So you're one of the people that like keeps track.
Well, I'm not necessarily. You don't know. This is my father's axe.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's cool. So I'm gonna ask you guys to roll initiative.
Yeah, of course you are.
I'm ready to roll low.
Yep. Oh my god.
Oh, I didn't roll low.
I got 10.
10?
I rolled an 11.
23.
That's the other beautiful part. I could roll a natural 20 on initiative and still end up with 19.
still end up losing. All right, Navari, you can act first. What do you want to do?
Ugh. Eh. Suppose I'll hit one of them. If I shoot it with a bow, do I get sneak attack?
Yes.
Or can I get to a way where I can flank it? Or no, because they just came up.
They just came up, so you'd have to kind of like position yourself with one of your allies to flank. But yeah, like shooting at them, you would definitely have sneak attack right now because they're not like because it is a ranged weapon, so you can do that.
Okay, I'll try shooting one for this turn.
Okay.
Ugh, of course I roll though. 12 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
Oh, sweet. And this is short bow, so it's d6, and I get sneak attack, so it's 3d6. 16 points of damage.
All right, so you put an arrow through one of them, and you see it stagger back, but it doesn't respond like a human being or any like living creature would to being shot with an arrow. It doesn't try to pull it out. It doesn't even appear to slow it down. It does cause like some like oozing to come out of it, and the creatures begin rushing to the deck where the officer is, and one of them climbs up to where you guys are, and another is on the ground. That's the one that's wounded is the one that makes the climb first.
Can I use my movement to get in front of the captain?
Yeah, I can do that for you. We'll just punch you right there. And as that happens, more of them climb up the other side of the ship and begin appearing. Now, Randall, these things are super close to you, and you guys can both tell that they're undead. But Randall, you know that these things are they have some intelligence to them. They're not mindless undead. These guys
zombies.
They're not
probably
zombies.
Ghouls.
Yep. And Randall, it is your turn.
Okay. Well, this just became a problem. I look to the one that's in front of, that's near the captain, and I jump down like right in front of the wheelhouse.
Okay.
Like right, 3 squares over. There you go. A little bit. One more.
Right here.
Yep, right there.
Perfect.
And seeing them all inside of me, I hold out my holy symbol, the silver flame.
Okay.
And I channel to turn the unholy and say, "Back, you beasts of the undead natures!"
Okay.
And
so
I need a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Yep. DC is 12.
All right. So the first one failed. The second one failed. Oh my god. And the third one failed. And that does kind of like it's like an emanation from you, right? So like it goes.
Yeah. So it says
or is it a radiant?
It says each fiend or undead that can see or hear me within 30 feet must make a wisdom saving throw. If the creature fails the saving throw, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage. A turned creature must spend its turn trying to move as far away from you as it can, and it can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you.
Okay, so the 3 that had just clomb aboard, all 3 of them failed, and they immediately like protect their faces and begin like kind of stepping backwards. But the other 2, the ones that were already kind of like engaging you guys, they were not affected at all.
Okay, and seeing that, I will walk back around if I can to get right next to them and hold there.
Okay.
And I'll use my bonus action to enact. Well, that is not what I meant to do. I'm going to use one of my spells, and I will enact Shield of Faith.
Nice.
And I'm going to put it on the captain.
Oh, excellent. Very cool. Okay.
So his AC is now +2 for the next 10 minutes.
I'm also his meat shield right now.
Yeah, I'll get you back up. Don't worry.
Ishara draws 2 of her pistols and begins firing at the one that has not been hit. She hits once. You hear 2 loud clangs One of the rounds hits into the water. The other one hits one of the undead and goes it goes straight through it, leaving like a pretty severe exit wound. But this thing is not phased. It's like it took it reacted to it physically hitting it, but it does not react. It does not feel pain, and it lets out like a hiss. And then when its mouth opens wider, you can see like its long kind of snaking tongue and its claws like start to extend just a little bit. Navari, and these things are like they're very like pungent. They're wet. They're kind of gross, like a little moldy.
Oof.
And it is your turn, Navari.
With him there's no way to flank, right?
At this moment, no.
Okay. Then I'll just take my rapier and try and stab the one that I've hit with the arrow. That's like right in front of me?
Yeah.
Alright. That is an 18 plus 5 to hit.
That is going to do it. That's going to hit.
Do I get sneak attack because he's behind them or no?
I'm going to say yes.
Okay. Sorry if I ask a lot.
No, that's absolutely fine.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Like if I'm doing it right. 16 points of damage.
Holy smokes. So you take your rapier and basically punch it right through one of the eyes of this thing, and it goes straight through almost to the hilt. You pull it out in a clean stroke, and the first one of these creatures just falls to the side and hits the ground.
Can I position my way to protect the captain? Because the other ones are feared. And is it okay if I quickly go use the restroom? Because I have small bladder. This is me during any D&D game. I'll be like, I'll be right back.
So now it is the undead's turn. The three that have been turned away immediately just go back over the top, reeling back in fear, whereas the other one turns, and you recognize this thing now that you're face to face with it. It is definitely a ghoul, and it begins slashing at you with its claws. Randall, the first one scrapes across your armor, not doing any damage, possibly breaking nails, and then the second, the same. I rolled a 16 and like an 8, and you get it just sweeps across your armor, doing absolutely no damage to you. But you know you don't want to be touched by these because you don't want to have that paralysis hit you. So you want to be very careful.
Need to get rid of them fast.
Yep.
Okay.
And Randall, it is your turn.
I will shift around to give myself advantage in a flanking position with Navari.
Yep.
Because I need it. And I look at this foul beast and say, "Your creation should never have happened. Let us rectify that situation." That is a natural 20. Hot damn.
Nice.
And I will also pump in my Sacred Flame, or Searing Smite, or not Searing Smite. It's my Divine Smite.
Yep.
Which is 3d8 for an undead. Plus, now do you want me just to double dice, or do you want me to roll all my dice?
Oh, go ahead and roll.
Roll them all. Okay.
Yep.
Let me get 2d12 here. I don't have that many d8s, so not out of my box. Anyway.
That's a very good problem to have.
So that is the axe itself embeds into this creature's torso for 13 points of magical radiant damage.
Ooh.
And then an additional, let's see here, 6. And
Okay, I'm back.
24 radiant damage from my from that Searing or Divine Smite.
What did I come back to?
9 total.
24 plus the 13, so yeah.
Wow.
So 37 total.
So your axe cleaves through the soaking wet flesh of this ghoul and just splits it like at an angle in half. And it just spills out over the deck of the ship, and it's gross and disgusting. And it collapses in front of you, which is
Um,
with no chance of survival.
And with my knowledge, do I know that these things being being undead but not like zombies, they don't recover like zombies do generally, right?
Correct. Yeah, you know that these aren't just going to get back up. Or
And
anything.
then I immediately walk to be back in front of the captain and shout out to the crew as well as my compatriots here. Don't let them touch you, whatever you can do. The minute they touch you, you might be left a little shocked or paralyzed.
Oof.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Ishara is like just standing there, like mouth open, agape, and she says, "All right," like shouts out an order to kind of like, "All right, any crew, grab your bows, grab your spears, come to the edge." And she leans over the edge and she shouts, "There's still a few hanging on," because the other three, even though they were repelled to some extent, when they lost sight of you, they're just like holding on, trying to break back from the enchantment of your divine turning, and you hear more shots ring out, bam, bam. And Ashara seems to be angry because like they're at a weird angle, and it's difficult to see, so you're not sure if she hit any of them or not. Navari, what would you?
Well, I'll probably go up to the edge if I have enough movement.
Mm-hmm. To the edge of the wall.
Yeah, to fire my bow.
Okay.
At one.
In the back of your minds, you all hear the thoughts of Randall saying, "The minute they take damage, they're no longer afraid."
What do you want me to do?
No, you're good. You're good. That's what I'm saying. In the back of your head, you just hear this like whisper. That's like you feel an emanation. Something is off.
Well,
Meaning maybe target one
okay.
at a time.
Does any of them look hurt?
Well, they all look hurt, but not in the
Not in the gunshot wound.
Yeah, no gunshot wounds.
Okay. I just got a natural 20.
Yes, that's another 20. I rolled one too, with advantage from you. That's why I did 37 points of damage.
This was Alria's dice, by the way.
Awesome, awesome.
I'm assuming I don't get sneak attack damage, though, right?
You actually do, because you're using a ranged weapon, and they're in a position, like a very precarious position.
Okay.
So I would definitely giving sneak attack on this.
So I double the short bow and then add sneak attack, or do I double sneak attack too?
You double sneak attack as well.
So I'm rolling, so it's 2d6 for the short bow with...
You're rolling 6d6.
Yeah.
No, I think
3d6.
No, I think my sneak attack's only 2d6 right now.
Yep, but then you double it. So you'd end up with 4.
Oh, okay. So 66.
Yep.
Well, my first
Here's
one
your
was low. I'm doing calculator.
That's okay. My first Sacred Flame part, or its Divine Smite, did 6 points of damage. The second one did 13. I rolled like a 1, 1, and a 4, and then the second one I rolled 3 6s, and I was like, well, that works.
that helps offset it.
Yeah. Because I was like, man, if I crit and don't one-shot this thing, that is some lame sauce. That would have been so sad.
I didn't roll the best, so it's only 24 damage.
Only 24 damage, but you see one of them let go of the ship and fall into the water, and the ship continues onto its journey.
Cool. Do I have any movement left to back up some?
Oh, yeah, you back up a little.
Okay.
And so it was Navari. The other two that are not damaged kind of look up, and they just let go. And crash into the water.
Okay, bye.
What would you like to do right now?
Captain, are you feeling all right?
The captain looks and says, a little, I'm not used to seeing such violence, but yeah, I mean, things are good. Yeah, it's really good you guys are here.
I mean, to be fair, there's no other way to handle undead other than, without mercy.
Do you have any idea what they could have been here? And as he's talking, a few like of the other deckhands come up, just to join you guys, and he says to you, like really kind of shaken up a little because he's just not used to seeing these kind of things on a daily basis. And he says, is there anything that you think could have been the cause of this? Do you know why they attacked? This is so weird. Or what? I mean, I don't know if the goblins to be the one to have wizards like this that could do this.
Navari,
Yes.
do you know if the Lord of Blades has necromancers of this power or caliber that could do this kind of thing?
DM, from my past spying as a spy, do I know anyone with this sort of magic?
You actually do. So you remember that the nation of Karnath frequently would use undead in its armies and resurrect things, but their undead were typically like mindless soldiers, skeletons, things like that. But go ahead, both of you go ahead and roll me religion checks.
Oh, hey, I'm trained
Oh,
in that, I think.
religion.
Mm-hmm.
I should have been trained in that.
I rolled an 8.
Okay. So Navari, you're less than
I'm-
helpful.
Same
Yeah,
thing.
I say that the Karnath has undead soldiers, but they're more like mindless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I would know that from my studies in the church. It was just more of, I don't recall anything in specific about
Didn't
these entities.
someone say that the Lord of Blades now resigned in the Morrow?
In the Mournland? Yeah, that's what the
Mournland.
room.
And there was, from the past, a camp of Carnish, whatever the name is. There was a, like, big encampment there that I was in.
During the war, there was definitely cities taken over by Karnath and some taken over in Karnath's border by Seer, and a lot of land changed hands during the last war.
Yeah. So maybe it came from there?
It's possible. Now, Randall,
I was gonna
you
say I wanted.
because you do have more knowledge of this kind of thing. You know that there are those who do study necromancy and the necromantic arts, and they're definitely enemies of the Silver Flame.
Oh yeah. Well,
It's
yeah,
such an
because anybody who brings.
Yeah, to
anybody who brings
reanimate somebody to use as a henchman or a minion or practices like such unnatural things in granting themselves like longer life and stuff.
I would look over the bodies
Okay.
just to see if there's any marks or identifiable features or clothing. I know it's tattered and stuff, so I don't know if I'll find anything, but just to peruse and see what I can find that might identify where these particular undead were made, if there is such a thing on them.
Can I help him as well?
Yeah, so the one that you split in two, which is just kind of like a heaping, gory mess, you don't really get any information from that one. But the one that Navari put an arrow into and then put her rapier through, as you roll it over, you notice that it's wearing it has like a shoulder guard. So this was somebody who probably was a soldier when they were alive, and they have they have boots that I would describe as being. There's nothing fancy about them, but they're like soldiers' boots, workers' boots,
like a
more.
grunt. They're a grunt soldier or something like that. They're probably low ranking.
Yeah. They're also wearing what's left of a tabard.
Okay.
And that tabard has an insignia of a green claw.
Have I seen one
what
of
is
them
that?
before?
You
The Vecna.
Trying to think of what nation that ties to.
I don't remember.
Well, just recently from reading all that Eberron lore, there's something that stands out.
Go ahead. I will allow you to roll a history check, Randall.
You mean I can't just go?
An 11.
11. Okay, so that symbol doesn't have really any significance to you.
Okay.
At least that you can remember.
It doesn't stand out as part of any of the 5 nations.
No,
this
it's
guy might
definitely
have
not affiliated with any of the nations. It's got to be an organization. It's not a Dragon Marked house, and it's not any of the nations.
So this
And
guy
on
must
that
have been a
note,
verse.
that is where we are going to stop today.
I was gonna ask, is it the Lord of Blades?
And no, it is not affiliated with the Lord of Blades. As far as anybody knows, the Lord of Blades only uses Warforged in his, because it's like the idea of the Lord of Blades is that it's this rumored entity is creating a nation for the Warforged.
Then I'm changing my guess back to Vecna, even though it's probably not true. But
As far as you know, Vecna does not exist in this.
I was
world.
about to say
I know.
wrong world lore.
I know.
We are going to end today with the attack of undead and a mysterious symbol on the ship, as you are only hours away from docking at Rukon Drawl, so that way you can find your contact, Phelan, and get on with the journey into the Mornland. Just want to say thank you all who chimed in to watch tonight. We greatly appreciate it. And if you want to watch past episodes, you can check out Heart Gaming on YouTube, where this will also be uploaded next week. Thank you all to my players, who are absolutely fantastic. Without them, we don't have a game for you to enjoy, and I don't have a game to run. As I like to remind people, I'm only a dungeon master because of great players. And on that, just everybody, please, as I always like to ask, be patient with one another, be kind to one another, and everybody just do your best to stay healthy and safe. And again, thank you all for watching. Have a good night, everyone.
Peace out.
Later.